Yeah. Good evening. It's March 20th, 2025, Thursday. We're in Studio 6F, and it's my pleasure and honor to be speaking with a World War II hero, Mr. John J. Jeckovich. How are you doing today, Mr.
Very good, very good.
You're looking well with your new clothes and sweaters.
What do you mean new clothes?
I see in your closets they're busting at the seams.
Oh,
Those things are 20 pairs of shoes, 60 pairs of pants. You're doing pretty
60
well.
pair of pants, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wore these shoes for a week, 2 years now.
Okay. Hey, I heard you had a special visitor today.
Yeah.
What'd you guys do?
Amber?
Yeah.
Well, we talked for a while, but she's talking to her girlfriends more than talking to me.
Well, that's okay. Mr. John J. Jeckovich has visitors from his visits, I should say, from his beautiful great-granddaughter, Amber Nicole Jeckovich, and she comes by at least 4 or 5 times a week. What a wonderful person, what a wonderful grandchild, and what a great example it is for other people to spend time with your relatives. Amber's in her 20s. She travels the world. She's a full-time missionary, and she is as time has it, she'll spend a lot of time with Mr. Jeckovich, and they get along like 2 peas in a pod, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Mr. Jeckovich wrote a book titled Their Mother's Sons, and it basically takes you from the time Mr. Jeckovich is 11 years old to when his mother passed away at the age of 89. And why did the book come about? The book started because Mr. Jeckovich's father, Marion Jeckovich, was a legal immigrant from Russia, came through the proper channels of Ellis Island, and worked 2, 3, 4 jobs, very hard labor, in Niagara Falls, New York, to give his children a better life he had. As a result, at the age of 43, Marion Jeckovich had a massive heart attack when he was laying out cement. This is where Mr. Jeckovich stepped in. He's been taking care of his mother at that age of 11 all the way to her demise at 89. So there's where the book begins, and that's why it's titled Their Mother's Sons. Now this book is how many pages?
849.
It's a beautifully well-written book. And how much you sell the book for?
Nothing.
It's never been for sale, never gonna be for sale. Mr. Jeckovich does not need any kind of money at all. He wrote the book as like on a roadmap for younger people, other generations, to have an easier life, have an easier existence. You know, do things that you can learn from Mr. Jeckovich. Mr. Jeckovich's mind is like a library. His mind is like a library. So text him any questions you want, 407-366-0000. Yeah, Mr. Jeckovich's book has already been read at least once. Just Google Bulge Busters, and it's on YouTube, every page, every chapter, and you can listen to it. It's never about money, it'll never be sold. However, there is one original copy in the World War II Museum in New Orleans, and the process is being worked to have a complete, full-size AI of Mr. Jeckovich, his same mannerisms, his same body shape and size, and his same voice as the next generation comes in 10, 20, 30 years ago. You can ask Mr. Jeckovich's questions and he'll answer it from AI. It's a very interesting, time-consuming idea to do, but it's almost there. So what's your dog tag?
42965.
4209, okay. That's the password that opens up his book. Mr. Jeckovich was from Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army. During World War II, Mr. Jeckovich believes in the motto, yesterday is history, Tomorrow is a mystery and today is a gift. Mr. Jeckovich's book goes into quite a bit of detail. Keep in mind, Mr. Jeckovich started in the year of 1925. This year, 2025, Mr. Jeckovich will be 100. Right now, he's knocking on the door of 100. Hear that knocking?
Pearly Gates.
Mr. Jeckovich started off during the Great Depression. Gasoline was 7 cents a gallon. You could fill up your big old car for $1.50. A beautiful house was about $2,000. A brand new car, $500. So he grew up through rough times, through the Great Depression. How did that affect you and your family?
Nothing. We didn't feel it. We didn't feel it. We had Easter time. We had brand new clothes. Had a warm house. A lot of food. No problems.
When you were a boy growing, because you had to take care of your mother at 11, how did you find out about your father's death?
How did I find out? Police called, knocked on the door, and she says, "Your father got hurt, and we're going to take you down to the hospital."
And then what happened?
Well, they drove me down to the hospital.
And then what happened?
I went downstairs, and I went in there, and she says, "We'll take you down." I said, "Down?" She says, "Yes."
And then what happened?
Well, that was a morgue.
And then what did you see in the morgue?
I see my father laid out, his eyes closed, a little cement on his face here, and a little cement on his pants and that.
And then what happened?
They asked me if that was my father. I said yes.
And then what happened?
And they said, "Will you please go through his pockets?"
And what did you find?
I found the Prince Albert tobacco can, the sheets that rolled it up, and I found a couple keys for the house.
Was your father a heavy smoker?
Well, he's probably smoked. He didn't smoke in the house. He probably smoked twice a day.
I see. Did you roll the cigarettes for him?
Did I?
Yeah,
No, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't touch it, no.
Was your mother a smoker?
No.
So that's the beginning. There's where it all started. 11, 12 years old, he took care of his mother to the bitter end. His mother, Anna Target Jeckovich, was very tough. She gave you a long list of chores.
Yeah.
Every day. You know, a lot of kids today are spoiled. Their mothers wait on them, hand and foot.
Yeah.
Kids sit and eat ice cream on the couch. Mother changes their TV channels and helps them in any way they can. Was your mother, would ever spoil you like that?
No.
And maybe this is why you're seeing this man at almost the age of 100 considered the greatest generation. This is why he survived World War II. Because he was street smart. He was a fighter. I'm afraid today where mothers are ruining their kids, their babies.
Well, my mother was scolding. She said, "Well, you're not doing it the right way, do it the right way."
Yeah, she was straight up.
Yeah.
She told you like it was. And like today, a mother will give a kid a laptop or an iPad or a phone, and that's the babysitter. Stare at it all day long, and when you want something, I'll buy it for you. It's wrong. You're ruining them. You're ruining those kids, and stop doing it, because you won't have a great generation. You have a generation.
Well, the parents are screwed up, too.
Yeah,
a lot of parents are screwed up.
Yeah, well, you have a generation of sissies. You have a generation of losers. You can't have that. War has been on for 1,000 years. And guess what? War will be on for another 1,000 years. So mom, don't raise losers. The turnout will be horrible. And especially when mom is pushing up daisies. Who's to take care of these kids? They won't be able to take care of themselves.
No.
They'll be on a freaking street corner begging for money. So you had a tough mother. She kept you straight. She kept you busy. Even when you came home from furlough, first time on furlough in many years, what did your mother say to you?
Here's a slip you had to do.
She had you a slip of stuff.
Yeah, here's your work slip.
She had you tough.
Yeah.
And what happens when you got a glass of orange juice?
She said, "You drank my orange juice."
And that's like the first hour home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it sounds tough, but it is. But he worked out okay. He worked out okay. So this is what the book's about. to teach people about how life was back then. And how not to baby your kids, you'll ruin them, you'll ruin the whole generation. How to be tough, diplomatic, tough love. But what's going on now is complete nonsense. We're raising a generation of losers, sissies. So that's what the book is about. It takes you step by step. And during World War II, Mr. Jeckovich was in combat. He wasn't any rear echelon typing up notes or taking pictures. He was combat, front line, combat. 6,000 combat World War IIs approximately are left, and we're losing them at a rate of 150 a day. Mr. Jeckovich during World War II was beat up, shot, stabbed.
Lost a hip.
Still has shrapnel in his leg from a dirty bomb. Trench foot, frostbite. And more. What is a dirty bomb? A dirty bomb is when the damn Nazis stick inside the bomb wrenches, razors, bolts, anything nasty. They'll spread about a large area, right? Mr. Jeckovich's best friend, Donald Lape, was in the same foxhole. That dirty bomb is still laying shrapnel in Mr. Jeckovich's leg. If he has to go to an airport, every alarm metal detector will go off. But that's not the worst part of the story. That same dirty bomb blew his friend's Donald Lape's head completely off.
Oh, that poor guy, yeah.
Teenager. And the only thing left was hanging on his ear was his glasses. Mr. Jeckovich removed the glasses, took one dog tag, and sent a beautiful letter over to his mother and father. And ironically, many, many years later, Donald Lape's brother in Florida only lived a block away from Mr. Jeckovich for 25 years. It would have been nice if they got together, but unfortunately they didn't know. We only found out when Donald Lape's brother passed away. Too late. So that's what the book is about, is to raise your kids right and be tough. Don't make a sissy out of them. Don't make a loser out of them. Mr. Jeckovich, some of the summary of the notes are, we tried to make things better for our kids, that we made them, maybe made them worse. But for my grandchildren, I liked better. I really like them to know about hand-me-down clothes and homemade ice cream and leftover meatloaf sandwiches. I really would. I hope you learn humility by being humiliated, and that you learn honesty by being cheated. What's a better test? You get cheated, you'll learn to be honest. I hope you learned to make your own bed and mow the lawn and wash the car. And here's the best part. And I really hope nobody gives you a brand new car when you are 16. Bad news, don't do it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. It'll be good at least one time if you can see puppies being born and your old dog put to sleep. I hope you get a black eye. Maybe 2 black eyes. I hope you get a black eye fighting for something you believe in. I hope you have to share a bedroom with your younger brother, and if it's all right to have him draw the line down the middle of the room, but he wants to crawl in under the covers with you because he's scared, I hope you let him. When you want to see a movie and your little brother wants to tag along, I hope you let him come. I hope you have to walk uphill to school and with your friends, and that you'll live in a town where it's safe to do. Tell us about your walking to school experiences when you're attending 2 high schools.
I go to high school and trot.
Niagara Falls High School and trot vocational.
Yeah.
So tell us how the day would begin.
Well, I walked to high school, spent till noon, had lunch at the cafeteria there, then I crossed over and went to trot.
Did your mother ever drive you to school?
No.
Did your father ever drive you to school?
My father never drove.
But he had a Packard.
Yeah, well, he got the Packard from some idiot where he worked.
That's a beautiful automobile.
Yeah, well, I stayed in the garage for years.
It's got the goddess of speed on the hood of a Packard, a monster hood ornament. Many people think it's like a Frisbee. That's how big the goddess of speed is, holding a Frisbee type element.
Well, that Packard stayed in the garage for a long time.
Did he have license plates on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Stevie's the only one who drove it. He drove it back and forth to
Stevie's
school.
your brother?
Yeah.
Didn't he later in life buy a Packard? Did your brother later in life buy a Packard? You said it was full of newspapers?
Who?
You said your brother Steve.
Oh, yeah, he had that Packard in the garage full of newspapers, yeah.
Minutes, please.
He was working on it. He's working on a running board.
Did he like driving the Packard, your brother?
No, I never used it because it's full of papers.
14.
No, the Packard that your father owned. Did your brother like?
Oh, he drove it back and forth to school every day.
It was a monster of a car.
Oh, yeah.
A monster of a car. On rainy days, when you have to catch a ride with Mom, I hope you don't ask your mom to drop you off 2 blocks away, so you won't be seen with someone as uncool as your mom.
Wait a minute.
About Mom, if moms had to take the child to school, many of the children would say, "Park far away, we don't want you to see my mom," in today's age. Because moms is like mom's taxi.
Yeah.
Moms are driving all over. If you want a slingshot, I hope your dad teaches how to make one instead of buying one. I hope you learn to dig in the dirt and read books. When you learn to use computers, I also hope that you learn to add and subtract in your head. I hope you get teased by your friends when you have your first crush on a girl, and when you talk back to your mother, you'll learn what Ivy soap tastes like. May you skin your knee climbing a mountain, and burn your hand on a stove, and stick your tongue on a frozen flagpole. I don't care if you try a beer once, but I really hope you don't like it. I hope it makes you sick. And if your friend offers you dope or a joint, I hope you realize he is not your friend. I hope you make time to sit on a porch with your grandmother or grandfather, or go fishing with your uncle. May you feel great sorrow at a funeral and a joy during the holidays. I hope your mother punishes you when you throw a baseball through your neighbor's window, and that she hugs and kisses you at Christmas time when you give her a plaster mold of your hand. These things I wish for you. I wish for you tough times and disappointment, hard work and happiness. To me, it's the only way to appreciate life.
Right.
Because some of the things are in the book. That's the roadmap. It tells you where we're going. Well, we have a lot of text messages, but I'll probably have to read a few pages first
Okay.
of the book. All right. Chapter 3, you're in the Army, page 41. I felt reluctant to go overseas with them, and I wish I was back at the Bullets. Activities at the camp were constant state of flux. There was no routine and mostly no rational training schedule. For one, men were always being shipped about. It seemed like an induction center in the Infantry Division preparing to go in combat. There was a state of prolonged confusion and recklessness about the entire structure that made me completely anxious about my future. Finally, after 3 weeks of this ordeal, I received my shipping orders. Thank God I was to be gone from this outfit, so they're not going to keep you in that outfit. To where? I did not know. So they give you orders, but they won't tell you where you're going.
Put you on a truck and shoot you out.
How about if you asked them?
Huh? They won't tell you.
Would tell you nothing. As usual, anywhere would be ideal compared to Swift. So you didn't like Swift.
No, Swift was bad, yeah.
Wow. I look forward to leaving with much anticipation and cautious optimism. I did not write to Mother or Sally about bullets or Swift. I felt it was best unsaid, as they would not understand all its ramifications. It would just cause them more anxiety and frustration. Naturally, I did not rely on any of this either to Steve or Lookie, as I believe they'd have no interest in knowing any of it. It was better to be left at my own discretion, and I did not want my feelings to be known to them. When the 10-truck convoy, again heading north, most of the men in my truck were napping or reading paperback books. So a lot of soldiers read books too.
Yeah, well, they're playing cards, they're playing stuff on the floor.
When they were in the back of the trucks, were they allowed to smoke cigarettes?
No.
Can't do it.
And stop for a smoke break.
But you can't
10-minute break, yeah.
I had started to read, but my thoughts started to drift towards home. I wondered what was going on there. It all seemed strange. There'd be days that I would not think of home, except probably in the quiet times just before I fall asleep at night. Then all of a sudden it would hit me. I would get a memory surge, thinking about home and all that could happen there, and hoping that everything was satisfactory. I received only 2 letters since I had been in the Army. This one is mostly due to my constant moving about. I felt sure that I would receive a batch of old mail as soon as I got settled permanently. I felt eerie as I bumped along the back of the Army 6x6 as I thought about home, my old friend, the furnace, the woodpile in the basement, or even Mother's voice, irritated about something or someone.
It all kept me busy. It all had something for me to do.
Yeah, I love it. It all seemed insignificant now. At one time, it preoccupied most of my waking thoughts. I vowed sitting in the back of the truck that I would not return home or go back to the same situation I left. Minutes, please.
Seven.
I got a lot of text messages. You feel up to it?
No, go ahead.
And if there's any you don't like, just don't answer. Okay, let's see. Jen, could you get this for me?
Yeah.
What did you learn from being in World War II, Mr. Jeckovich?
What did I learn?
Yeah,
Stay alive.
stay alive. What is the most beautiful city in the world that you viewed?
Paris.
Paris, and that's where you had your girlfriend Renee.
Yeah.
And Renee was a French resistance.
Yeah, she was a nun, half
And a
nun,
nun,
yeah.
And she left the convent because both her mother and father, which was probably in their late 30s or early 40s, was tortured and killed by the Nazis. And then her 2 teenage brothers were both tortured and killed by the Nazis when Germany occupied France for 4 years. She was a great artist. And what did she do with her art ability?
The what?
What did Renee do with her art ability? She painted portraits of the German.
Oh yeah, the high class, top echelon German generals coming there that wanted her to paint her
And then why was she doing that?
because she was a good painter.
And then
And
also,
they were egotistical. They wanted a hand-drawn portrait of their face.
they gained information
Oh, and when they were talking among themselves, and she'd pass it on.
to the French resistance.
And then they probably caught on, and then they took her out and shot her.
And that was it. Yeah. Wow. Wow. When you worked at Kimberly-Clark, did you trust your co-workers?
You know what?
When you worked at Kimberly-Clark, did you trust your co-workers?
Trust them?
Yeah, your co-workers.
What do you mean trust?
Well, did you get along with your co-workers? Or they?
Oh yeah.
Did you ever go to the red spot?
No,
No.
that's where the first time they stopped.
Yeah. Mr. Jeckovich, if a genie offered you 3 wishes, what would be your wish?
Who would offer me?
The guy from Oklahoma said, Mr. Jeckovich, if a genie offered you 3 wishes, what would be your wish?
A long, healthy life.
You already got that.
Yeah.
You already got that. Thank God. Do you give money to the homeless people begging on the streets?
Salvation Army only.
Okay. Mr. Jeckovich, do you have a nickname?
Jack, I guess.
Jack? Okay. Wasn't your last name changed about 60, 70 years ago?
Well, Stevie did that.
Why?
Well, he was going to school, and it was J-E-R, and
Was it Y-E-R?
it was Y-E-R, but somebody changed it to J, and they didn't realize that they put the J and there was an E-R in there, so they would start calling everyone a jerk.
And so what did he do then?
Well, we changed the J to a Y.
Okay.
Took the R out, put a C in.
And you got Jeckovich.
Yeah.
But Jeckovich was very popular in Russia, and it still is today.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the slang like we do here as jerk.
Yeah.
They don't have that.
They didn't have that culture at all.
Mr. Jeckovich, do you think any kind of afterlife exists?
No.
What happens when you die?
Yeah, you're done. You're cremated.
Yeah. What is your favorite flower?
Delphinium.
Yeah. Mr. Jeckovich, do you bite your nails?
No.
Mr. Jeckovich, how often do you laugh?
Laugh?
Yeah.
If they tell me something funny, I laugh.
I love that. What instruments do you play?
I played the accordion. I played what's that?
Organ? Piano?
I played the accordion, and I played the what's that one on the floor?
Organ.
Huh?
Organ.
Organ, yeah.
Who taught you how to play the accordion?
Belashinsky.
Delashinsky, is that a music teacher?
Yeah, I had sticky feet too. I carried that case every day from Orleans Avenue up to Porter's Road. And when I went to lessons Wednesday afternoon after school.
Wow. How long of a walk was it?
About a mile and a half.
He had stinky feet. So after 90 years, did that smell still come back to you? That smell?
No, I hope it doesn't.
But what? Didn't he wear shoes?
Yeah, but he's an old guy.
Stinky feet.
Belashinsky, yeah.
Was he a good teacher?
Was a damn good teacher, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Do right, boom, boom, boom.
Wow. And did you have a metronome there?
Yeah.
And did you actually end up learning to play the accordion?
Yeah.
Did you play for your family?
Yeah, but I couldn't play it by ear. I had to have the notes in front of me.
Okay, so we had to watch the music notes.
Yeah.
Where's that accordion today?
Who knows?
Did your brothers?
When I left for the service, that accordion was in the closet.
What do you think happened to it?
Who knows? Somebody's got it out and sold it.
Oh no. Did your brothers take accordion lessons?
No.
Why were you selected?
Huh?
Why were you selected?
I don't know, but my brother started to play the violin. He was terrible violin. I couldn't play the violin at all.
Did he take lessons?
No.
He just tried on his own?
Yeah. He couldn't play though. He couldn't play.
19 seconds.
He couldn't play at all?
No.
Could you tell me what it sounded like?
Why?
When he played, what was the sounds like?
He scratched the strings.
Did he think he was a good player?
No, he played a lot. I guess he thought he was pretty. No,